Here to react, Fox News senior strategic analyst, retired four-star General Jack Keane. General, thanks for being here. You know, we've covered the tepid response, the couple of times that missiles have been lobbed at locations that were housing weapons or fighters from these Iranian proxies. What should the White House, what should the Pentagon do with this mounting number of attacks that seem to not be stopping?
Yeah, I mean, what the Iranians are about here is the same thing that they started in the early 1980s, and that is to drive the United States military presence out of the region. And they believe that they actually need that to achieve their strategic objective, which is domination or control of the Middle East region. And the other objective they need is to destroy the state of Israel. So the fact that the Iranian proxies are attempting to weaken Israel, to isolate it politically, as you see, to get widespread international condemnation, that's part of the objective that Iranian wants. The instrument in that case is Hamas. And the other factor that's taken place is to drive us out of the region and have people in the United States question, well, why are our troops even there in Iraq and Syria? Why are they being exposed to these proxies? I thought we solved that problem with ISIS a number of years ago. That's what they want, and some of that obviously has taken place in our country. So this is all linked, and the administration tries to keep it separate, and it's just not the case. In terms of what should they do, you have to recognize that the source is Iran, and I think the only way you're going to stop the attacks is to take something away from them that they value. And for me, it would start with the chain. In other words, Iranian proxies are trained in the IRGC training center in Iran. In fact, Hamas was there in September, some 500 of them doing some kind of segment rehearsals for what we saw on October the 7th. And recognizing that, and this has value to them, tell them, look, if you continue these attacks, we're going to put the IRGC at risk, their training center, their bases, and also their headquarters. We've had two presidents that have recognized this when you're trying to stop Iranians' aggressive behavior. One was Ronald Reagan, who learned from the early 80s experience where they bombed our barracks and two embassies, and we did leave Lebanon. I don't want to relitigate whether we should or shouldn't have been there. But then he went after them in the mid-'80s because they were taking us on as we were trying to protect and escorting tankers out of the Persian Gulf. And he went after their oil platforms and their IRGC Navy bases. And guess what? Shut them down. Second president came along, President Trump, also learned from experience what was really going on here and how much of a threat Iran was into the region. And when they went after us sizably, he took down the leader of the IRGC Quds Force, as we all know, Qasem Soleimani. Did they attack us as a result of that? They did. But then they shut down because they knew that he would continue to pursue them. And in terms of what they truly value, they don't value their proxies. They want them to succeed, of course, but if they lose weapons, if they lose missiles, if they lose people, they fundamentally don't care that much. But what they do care is what I just mentioned.
It's a fantastic breakdown. And so, you know, the administration would say, well, we don't want to escalate and cause a larger war, which a lot of us would agree with. But by not hitting them where it matters, you're actually lending yourself to more attacks, which creates the environment where it could escalate. So it's a tight balance. Nobody knows it better than you. General Jack Keane, you broke it down. I appreciate your time this morning.
Yeah, good talking to you, Pete.
Good talking to you, sir.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.